What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with some more Colorado A&M. We have not forgot about the Hawks. The Hawks had a down year, okay? I believe we lost more games this season than we did in our first year. So coming into year number two, year number three, coming into year number three, we have to do better. We might not have to get to a bowl game. Thankfully, we are in the independent conference, so I think our contract is a little bit more favorable. We don't necessarily have to be a juggernaut, you know what I mean, or be pushing for bowl games. But I think for year three, we have to get pretty darn close to a bowl game to make sure that we don't get fired, because that is still a possibility. When it comes to awards, the homie Zach Smith, he won the Bolitnikoff, a.k.a. the Best Receiver Award, so he should be an All-American, and boom, there you have it. Zach Smith of Colorado A&M is an All-American. First team, too, on a team that won 2 games, 80 receptions, over 1,800 yards receiving, 20 receiving touchdowns, and he had 2 on the ground. So we definitely want to build around him. But we do have some questions that we have to answer. Who's going to be our quarterback? Who is going to be another horse in the stable in our running game? Because Irvin, he's a senior, so he should be moving on. So yeah, we're going to have to replace him. Now, our last off-season video, we had about 8 people transfer to us. So that's a good look. And obviously in this game, it's old school rules. When you transfer, you have to sit out a season. So I try my best to redshirt guys that transfer, so that doesn't take up a year of eligibility. However, one of the quarterbacks, or the quarterback that transferred to us last year, he already had a red shirt. Now, our starter from last year, Clark, he does not have a red shirt. So you will see here what I decide to do. I think I might redshirt a senior, which is kind of unheard of, and then allow him to come back next year and regain the starting position, because at this point we are desperate for wins. And you know me, I still like to have a challenge, but I don't want to get fired. You know what I mean? I don't want to get fired. I do want to have a little bit of success, a measure of success. So I'm not going to just create a cupcake schedule. That has never been in my DNA. But we are one of the worst teams in college football, and the biggest issue is our defense. Our defense is pretty much non-existent in games. We play an air raid style, and whoever we play puts up a gang of points, whether they ground and pound like an Air Force or they freaking throw the ball all over the field like a SMU. We give up a gang of yards and a gang of points. So we try to do the same, but I would like to have the defense that could at least, you know, turn the ball over. They might not be able to create stops, kind of like the St. Louis Rams, like the greatest show on turf Rams, the year that they won the Super Bowl. I believe their defense really wasn't that good, but they turned teams over. And then I think the year before that, the Vikings were kind of the same thing. When the Vikings team that went 15-1, they had a defense outside of John Randall that was pretty not good. But they failed to turn teams over, and that was kind of the biggest difference in that Atlanta Falcons game, outside of the missed field goal from Gary Anderson. But anyways, man, so defense is definitely something that we're going to have to address. Hopefully we get people that want to come to our school. I am going to adopt something that I'm doing in the UNC dynasty, and that is only recruit during the in-season process people from our pipeline states. So right now that's Colorado and that's California. So it's going to make it a longer process to get good, and I think it's going to make it a difficult process to stay good, because the only way that we can recruit guys that are higher caliber is going to be during the off season. And during the off season, you're not guaranteed for 5 stars, even 3-star recruits. There's no guarantee. During the in-season process, you are guaranteed to have people that can be 4 stars, 5 stars, 3 stars. It goes no lower than 3 stars. You can't recruit 2 stars and 1 star during the in-season process. They're not available to you. So I do like this idea, because we've been doing NCAA 06 for years on this channel, and I still love this game. Like, don't get twisted, I still love this game. But I'm trying to find new ways to play the game and give it to you guys as far as content is concerned. So training, we're going to bump up to 37%. Recruiting is going to be at 30%. And then discipline is at 33%. And now it is time to see who is leaving the program. And this one hurts because we had a lot of guys who are good, kind of good, right? 68 overall. Stewart, he played a major role in year 1. Year 2, his role got decreased because we had Cox come in and he took over that third receiver spot. And I think Stewart actually ended up being our 5th receiver. So Graniello, he's moving on. Our best cover guy in Jamison, he's gone. Our fullback, which we really don't use because, again, we spread the football out. It's air raid. We're going to put up a bunch of points, move the ball down the field. But, yeah, so fullback is gone. Our kicker is gone. And DJ Young, probably the best player on the team, let's just be honest, outside of Zach Smith, he is gone as well. We do get somebody that wants to transfer. McCullum, halfback from Arkansas, he wants to transfer, and at this rate, I'm down to have any and everybody transfer to our school. He's a 4-star guy, and you can see who we got this year. Nothing but 3 stars, 2 3-stars, the rest 2 stars, and I believe I got a couple of 1-stars, and it's not that many bodies. And it's not that many defensive players because, again, our defense is kind of lackluster. We got 2 outside linebackers that are 1-star guys. We missed out on a receiver that's a 2-star guy. Missed out on a guard who's a 2-star guy as well. Missed out on this athlete who I was hoping I could move to strong safety or free safety. And I'm probably going to have to move a cornerback over. The top class goes to Texas, followed by Washington, Wisconsin, Texas Tech, Florida, South Carolina, Ohio State, Michigan, followed by SAU. Purdue, Miami, Cal, LSU. Then you got Iowa. Auburn got a 5-star recruit. Then Arkansas got a gang of 4-stars, followed by Nebraska, Wake Forest, USC, and then Missouri rounds out the top 20. So I'm going to have to move some guys. Green is kind of an upperclassman. He's kind of had his run. So I'm going to move him to the defensive side of the ball. Yes, he would have been a better defensive end, but we need bodies at outside linebacker. Outside linebacker is a bigger need than right end, even though I'm going to move that linebacker to right end. So I guess I could have did that differently, but hey, it is what it is. I wanted more speed at linebacker than at DN, and that's just the result that we get. I could be kicking myself later down the road, but I just felt like I wanted my halfback to be a linebacker and not just be trapped into like one side of the field. I feel like even outside linebackers can go sideline to sideline a little bit better than a 4-3 defensive end. At least that's what I was thinking at the time. So these are our starters. It's not a great recruiting class. I know that. The roster's not that great, but now we have Fisher to pair with Zach Smith, and Fisher's one of the guys that transferred. So again, some of the guys that transferred last year are going to get significant playing time this year, and hopefully it can turn us into a winning program, because that is the goal. We want to open up certain pipeline states, and we want to make sure that we can do what we have to do. And again, to open up new pipeline states is going to come through from recruiting during the off-season process. So I'm going to just go through the roster and see who's from where and then try to build upon that. So at strong safety, we're going to go with the freshman cornerback, Steve Leach. So hopefully he can tackle a little bit, but my main concern is giving up the deep ball. So I was like, let's just have people who can run out there in our secondary and work on tackling later. Because, so that's our schedule. I believe it's a B overall schedule. Not the greatest schedule in the world, but it's definitely going to still be a major challenge, and hopefully we can do what it does. So Clark will get redshirted. He's a senior, and now he's getting redshirted, but that's going to save him because Dixon's going to be my starter. And if Dixon gets hurt, I played me and Crawford, you know what I'm saying? He was my quarterback. I was controlling him. He seems decent enough that if Dixon does go down, I don't think it's going to be too much of a drop-off. And then if we can't recruit a good quarterback moving forward, at least we know we have another year with Clark, and that can buy us some time. And hopefully that will be enough time to get somebody in here that can really spin that rock. I was looking at Holt at receiver. I was thinking about redshirting him, but then I thought that 89 speed could come in handy, so I don't want to redshirt him. His overall is the same as guys in front of him. And again, 89 speed could come in handy because Zach Smith's speed is at 85. and he could run away from some guys. So 89 overall speed for my fourth receiver might be a good look because, again, we play an air raid style of offense. Leach is our fourth best cornerback, so I may put somebody else at strong safety when we go dime. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens moving forward. These are the guys that we're able to go after in the state of Colorado. We got a couple of three linebackers, a tight end, a halfback, and a cornerback. There was no strong safety that wanted to come to our school, except for in the state of California, where we got one, and we really need D tackle help. And yes, because I end up moving. I don't know if I showed it, but I end up moving offensive lineman to D tackle spot. He's a 48 overall D tackle. Times are rough at Colorado A&M. But I think this is going to be a different vibe than what we get from my usual dynasties, where we turn teams into juggernauts fairly quickly and just dominate. I don't really want that for UNC. I want UNC to kind of, have to battle it out for the ACC title and then, work our way up to a national title. I'm not saying I don't want to win a national title. That's why you play the game. I want to win a national championship. I just don't want it to be so one-sided. Like when we left Indiana, and Indiana, again, is a top program, they had an A+ overall. And I believe it was them and one other school that had an A+ overall. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I would like to kind of stay B+ or just B as far as the overall is concerned. That's my goal, because I think it will give us, more of a challenge moving forward, and hopefully better content in your guys' eyes. So hey, we'll see what happens. Right now we are C overall. So we're better than Rice and we're better than San Jose State, just not in the polls. But anyways, that's that. We are ranked the worst team in the league. Like I already said, and I'm gonna say it again. Times are rough at Colorado A&M. But that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. Peace, love, hustle.